Good morning, good morning, good morning. What we're going to speak on today is blooming and blossoming. Blooming and blossoming, right? Falling in love with flowers and how they bloom and how they like just open themselves up was beautiful to me. Like I want to encourage you guys to like go to YouTube or something and watch flowers bloom. It's very beautiful and it's very stunning and it leaves you in kind of like awe. All right. So I looked up the definition of what causes a flower to bloom. And it says most flowering plants bloom in order to perpetuate themselves. It is their way of attracting pollinators so that they can set seeds to produce a new generation. Some plants flower with such abandon that it seems as if their only purpose is to fill the world with color. Y'all know we're going to break this down. And there are words in here that I did not know and had to go look up just to gain a better understanding. And I needed some light shined on that thing, okay? That's what I needed. Now, of course, we have heard that before. Normally, typically in some part of your life, you may have heard someone refer you to a flower. You're a beautiful flower, or you're like a flower. And naturally, sometimes we perceive that as, oh, you're beautiful, oh, you are unique, which is, true. Those things are true when it comes to comparison with the flower, but it goes deeper than that. It goes deeper than that, to a deeper level, to a deeper. Okay, let me just stop all that. Y'all ready? Bet, running. All right, look. So we're going to break this down in a way where it can be understood. We're going to go sentence by sentence, okay? Most flowering, most of us, most women, most women, most divine feminines bloom in order to perpetuate themselves. To perpetuate is to make continue indefinitely, right? So normally it's typically something of an undesirable situation or a unfounded belief. Is to preserve, like something of value. It's continuing throughout. It is to cause to last indefinitely. It's eternalized. It's to prolong indefinitely. So we can say we're women, we're we bloom in order to preserve ourselves because we are something of value, and the blooming takes place to cause something to last indefinitely within us, right? It is their way, it is our way of attracting pollinators. Pollinators is anything, and I'm going to go to the extent to say anyone as well. It is anything or anyone that helps carry pollen, which we will boil down to fertilization, right? So that they can set seeds to produce a new generation, okay? Some of us bloom with such abandon that it seems as if our only purpose is to fill the world with color. Now, to flower means to develop fully and richly, right? So some plants, some of us develop fully and richly with such abandon. And abandon is anything that is basically set apart or individualized, or that's, summing it up with us, going within ourselves and focusing on self-growth and self-development to the point where it's kind of like you're in your own world a bit because you're caught up in your transformational growth, right? You're caught up in your transformational growth. Now, check the exciting part of it that I found very interesting. What triggers flowers to bloom? How, like, what, how does the flower know when to open up? How does the flower know when to bloom, right? Check this. Check what the definition says. The leaves of plants perceive the seasons by sensing the amount of daylight, and when the time is right, triggers flowering by sending some sort of signal to the shoot tip. Now, we're all flowers, right? So all we're doing is putting ourselves in that situation, right? We bloom in order to preserve ourselves, our valuableness, our what is worthy of us, so that we can attract the people that we need so that our life can flourish more and that we can produce more seeds. We can sow seeds together to make even more beauty, even more beautiful plants, sowing into other women, or sowing into other individuals to help bring about their beauty as well. It's you're working towards a better generation. You're not doing this just for now. We're doing this even for kids or others' kids, or you get what I'm saying? And we flower, we develop fully and richly in abandon, in isolation, so to speak. Not isolation like, oh, you're just blocked off from everyone and not receptive to engaging. No, I'm not saying that. But isolation or abandon more so as in, I have to focus on my growth before I can focus on the next person's growth. Listen to what it says. Some plants flower with such abandon that it seems as if their only purpose is to fill the world with color, right? Some of y'all might not even be into dating right now. You might feel like you want to wait for that because you have so much beauty and intelligence and uniqueness, and you've been blooming and you've been blossoming to the point where you're just free spirited. You just want to vibe with this flower, vibe with that flower, or connect with this person, connect with that person. And you go so hard with that it seems that your only purpose is to fill the world with color. Your mind, your intellect, your uniqueness, your gifts, your power, just, your vibe, period. And so that was amazing to me. And we know when to bloom because we have this intuitive feeling that is the season that we're in. So just like the flower, that's what it is. And so I just want to encourage you guys today to continue to grow and continue to work on your transformation and compare yourself to the flower, right? And also do something different if you haven't before. I haven't had like a broad perspective on flowers. I only knew of, the traditional flowers, roses, lilies, daisies, things like that. And I went on YouTube looking up beautiful flowers of the world so I can learn more about myself, to see something that I do like or something I'm attracted to other than what I'm used to. And I encourage you guys to do that as well, because it allows you to see more of yourself and realize more of yourself. You have to understand you're in a relationship with yourself. We talk about relationships with other people that we have, but rarely talk about the relationship with ourselves. Date yourself. What do you like? Look up things you've never looked up before to learn more about yourself, because you're in ever unfolding roles. And always remember that you are in ever unfolding roles. And All flowers are beautiful because they're different in their own way and unique in their own way. And on today, I encourage you to be the flower that you are, in bloom, shoot forth, blossom. I love you guys.